Hello and welcome everyone. So today we are carrying out with our next lecture. Okay, so here today we are going to learn something on function, async function. We are going to retrieve data from external source like API. So we learn how we can connect everything, and then we can learn about constants, variable, everything. What you guys have been learning today, we are putting them into practical. So me, I believe like to become the best in JavaScript, we need to do some project with the knowledge you guys have been learning, the console log, whatever. We want to bring them all into the reality. Okay, so without wasting time, let me show the demonstration. What are we going to do exactly? So here let's try to do something. Okay, here we are going to build a very simple application. Okay, it's going to be a joke application. You can be able to refresh. Once you refresh, you can get a joke. Okay, a joke will be like this, like, did you know you should always take an extra pair of the pant gloves just in case you don't get hole in one. So here, when you click on this one here, new joke, guess what will happen? It will bring you new jokes here. Okay, if you click new, it will get you new. Then if you click on tweet here, it will take this one and tweet your this one social media account, that is in Twitter. Okay, you see everything is here. Now if I click on tweet here like this, you will see my Twitter is now posting what I have from the local. You see here, what do you call a swamp sweater? Okay, this one. So this is what you're going to do. So here you can see the power of this simple application is all by the using of what JavaScript. So here we learn everything you guys have been learning with the other professor for JavaScript introduction. So without wasting time, what are the prerequisites for this course? Okay, here the knowledge needed is CSS, you need HTML, and then basic JavaScript, and then the external API will be shared with all of you. Okay, so this is how we do the thing. So without wasting time, let's get there. Okay, the first thing we need to do, we need to open our Visual Code Studio. Okay, Visual Code Studio, and then we need to create a folder. Outside here, we give a name to our folder. The folder is called jokes application. Okay, then what we can do here, we open this file with our Visual Code Studio. Okay, now the file is being opened to us. After the file is open, what is next? We need to create these folders. Okay, here we have our jokes app. Here we need to click here, open our HTML, okay, which is the index.html, index.html, just like what we usually do. Okay, it will create for us our file. Okay, so here next, what is there, we need to put our CSS2. We call it style.css. we can connect this one later to our HTML. And then next we need to create another one more file which is known as for JavaScript. So JavaScript, you can create a script like this .js. Remember, you can put any name you want to put, okay, but remember the extension must be .js. Okay, so this is how we do the things here. So we have our HTML here. First of all, we need to write HTML so that we can be able to grab this boilerplate code for HTML. Next, we need to change the title here. The title is going to be jokes application. Okay, even here in the body we can put like h1. So to do h1 should be jokes application. Okay, very simple like this. So from here we can have everything we want. We can save this one. Then we need to connect what we have, connect our CSS and JavaScript. Remember, our CSS can be connected above title or below title. We can say link. We have the style sheet, style.css. Okay, if you want to put forward here and then select like this, it's all up to you. Okay, there's nothing. Or if you want to put dot here too, everything works perfectly. Okay, dot here means root directory. All of them are in one same folder. So here our JavaScript is always being connect down, okay, below everything we have in our body. It's always the last, just the last closing tag of the body. So here I can say let's say our JS here. JS stands for JavaScript. So I can say JavaScript. So to connect this JavaScript, you type .script, then you select the one having source. Then here in the source you can put // okay, / so that you can be able to connect JavaScript. So here our JavaScript is well connected. So here first of all we can go to our go live so that we can see what's happening in our browser. So here this is what we have. So here we have this one here. So first of all we need to beautify our background, everything here. So let's go to style and try to see whether our style is well connected. So here we are. First of all, what do we want to do in our style? We want to comment the body, not comment, we want to declare some padding and margin out to 0. Remember, margin 2 should be 0. Okay, then we need to put a very nice background. So we need to put very nice background here. So what do? Go to hero pattern. I will share the link later on with you guys. So hero pattern provide a lot of backgrounds for you. You don't need to waste time or crack your brain and everything there. So you have some nice background already here. So choose the one you want. Remember, you can modify. Okay, you can modify. You can pick the color like this. You can try to do what you want. Okay, but me, I don't want this one. I just want to pick the one which is ready. So I don't want to waste more time. I think this one is okay with me. I can click on this one. I'll just click here and then I can see Ctrl C. I've copied this one. Then I have to go to my body here. Okay, and then I have to paste this one here. So this one is a SVG file. Okay, it has a lot of number, but they are just color. Okay, mixed with number. So like this, if I go now to my job app, you'll see I have this beautiful background already. So you guys don't worry, this one will be heropatterns.com. I will share this one in the WhatsApp group with you. So we are here, our job application. So by default, H1 here have this one, the padding and margin too. So we need to center that one. So I have to go to my index and see the style is H1. Okay, there's no other H1 in our project. I can say okay, H1. Let's first of all try to center this one. Let's say text align center. Text align should be in the center. Center. Once I make center like this, you can see this one is okay there. Okay, so what next? I don't want this one to appear in this format of New Times Roman. So to remove that one, I have to go to my body. Inside body, down here, the last option here, I can say font family. Okay, font family. I can choose something like Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. Sans serif here remove the sharpness of the text. Okay, it won't be like the other part. So you can see here our text is very clear. It's not like before. It is like a Time New Roman. So this is what we have. Okay, so this is what we have. So if you check here, we need to create something here like a container with the text and everything plus a button. It's a very simple Java HTML file. So first of all, let's go to our HTML. What do you want to have? Above here, let's say our going to be container. Okay, let it be container. No, not like this. This one is autocomplete. Sorry, you need to have a container. Okay, you can say div. Is going to be container. And then from the container, if I want to add the ID also has container, I can just put the hash. I can type the word container too. Now after pressing enter, I will get two of them, class container, ID container. Then inside container, what do I need to put again? I have to put my text. Okay, the text here, the text which is going to handle for us this one and then this one. So this container is going to handle this borderline and then this one with the button. Very simple. So inside here I have to put two things. Let me say I want to put p tags, or I can put anything I want to go, but let's go with the span. Span is just the same, like you can put something inside there. Let's say I will have two span, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Or just to avoid confusing with the word span, let's go with the paragraph, which is very common to all of you. So I have to put class to this paragraph. Okay, class or ID. Let me just put ID direct, because JavaScript, remember, it works with the ID. So here, let's say this one is going to be paragraph 1. Name it the way you want. Okay, paragraph underscore 1. Okay, let's put something here like just try to write something reasonable here, or let's just copy from here. Let's copy this one. Let's get the new one. Okay, this one is okay. Let's copy this one, and then we bring it to here, just for static, so that we can be able to work well with our styling. So this one will be 2, and then someone say something here. They always get stuck at letter C. Okay, copy this one. Let's put this one, let this one be number 2 like this. Then inside this one we need to have our 2 button here. The button is called new and then tweet, so I have to put them here. Where is the tweet and button? So the first one handle this and this container, and then if I want to put them under, so it has to follow the same rule, display flags, everything. So I don't want this one to follow that one container, so I want to put these 2 inside another container. So I have to copy or cut them first of all out and put another class. The class name is going to be let it be text. Let it be called text. Then I'll paste them here. Then below this one here, I want to put my button here. Button. Okay, just want to make everything very clear. I can put button here. I can say okay, let us have another div which is known as button underscore container. Okay, underscore container. Then inside this container I have to put now 2 button here. The first button, I will just remember I can write the word button, then I can put star so that I can have them 2. Okay, star here means times 2. I need 2 buttons. If I enter like this, you see I have 2 buttons here. I'll just separate them from here, click here, enter. So the first one is going to say new jokes. Okay, then the second one here is going to have a Twitter, but I prefer to use font awesome so that I can put the real Twitter picture here. So let's try to get the font awesome, awesome, like let's get font awesome. Okay, after getting font awesome, I have to go to this one, library. No, I think I have to use this one. This account is not down. Okay, let's change this one to this programmer. Okay, let's type here font awesome. This one will take us long time. Okay, we are not using font awesome, fine. So this is what we have here. Okay, this is just what we have, the skeleton. So let's try to bring this one and center everything in the middle. So remember this container here handle all of them, so we can be able to style this one in a very simple way. First of all, let's go to CSS. Okay, let's open 2 so that we can see everything inside. So let's go first of all to CSS down here. Let's comment out. Let's say this one is going to be container. Okay, after here I can put dot. Okay, I can now specify the declaration. Just first of all try to bring everything in the center. I can say display. Okay, display flex. Okay, from flex I can say justify content center. Justify content center. Sorry, let me pull this one like this, and I don't want to align everything center first of all. So this one just go like this. See, this is the way how we can put this one. I remember there is something left here. Let's close this one, save. So you can see everything come here in the center already. So I have to put like mean height to be 100, view height. If I put view W is for width. Okay, so maybe you can bring these 2 here. Text will be center. Then we have this one here. This one is trying to display flex and everything, so we have to check it very well whether the position is okay or not. So we check here. We have our button here. Okay, we first of all say from here div it can handle it. Okay, display flex, it's okay, it's going to take this one there. So what we can do, we can bring this one here outside. Okay, we can remove this one and just put it below this one first of all, like this, so that it doesn't disturb. Now if you refresh, okay, like this. Now you can see display flags. Our button is not appearing. Okay, our button is not appearing there. Container button text. Let's also try to zoom this one big so we can see what's the problem. Okay, here it's not showing yet. Let's see. Button. Let's bring this one back. Say this one. This container, put it here. Save. It appear. If we remove, it doesn't work. Okay, fine. Nothing wrong about that one. Here we are already having everything in the middle. Okay, the button will be fixed. So here we can just bring this one down, put our button here and fix it. So we have a button, class, container, and button, new, and everything there. Type, submit, whatever. That one doesn't work. So here we can put a class name ID. ID is equal to like new. Let's put it new jokes underscore joke. And to get a new jokes, jokes, new jokes. Then the same thing here, you can put Twitter. ID is equal to Twitter. Shall put Twitter there. So class of this one, everything. So let's first of all take this one and put it below our container for text, below our text here, and then save. Now everything seems to be okay. Then inside this container button, we need to justify them space between. Paste this one here, then there I say justify content space between. I want to separate them. Space between, good. So let's check here what's happening. So we have two button, one button, one is Twitter, one is that one. Okay, very good. So first of all, let's style the first one here, this container here. We can say box shadow. Let's add the reason. Let's add 0. Is it okay? Okay, 0. Then the alpha text should be RGBA, including the here should be 10 pixels. Sorry, 10 pixels, 10 px. Okay. Then here 2 will be 10 px. Let's first of all make it big. 10 px. Then from this one we should be 10 px also. Then here we can say here should be 0. Here should be 0, and then blue here should be 0. Then the 0 here should be 0. Okay. Then the alpha text here should be 0.3, which is the opacity. How do you want this one to appear? The opacity. Okay. 0.6. Like this. And when we save this one, you see. Sorry, save is Control S. Then we can refresh here. We want to add that body should be 0, 6, 10, 10 pixels. Here should be 0. Remember, if you're putting pixels, you don't need to add this one. Okay. Then we can add some border. Okay. Add some good border. A border of 2 pixels, solid gray. Okay. Then we can say decoration, and add again another border radius. Okay, we want this one to curve to 10. Sorry, not 10 pixels. Then we want to say border. First of all, let's see this one here. Okay, we have this one here. It is taking everything because we have main height. Okay, because we have the main height here, 100 view, remove this one out. Okay, here we have this good one here. Let's try to bring it very close and add some padding inside. Okay, from the padding here we can say let's first of all stop this one. Let's stop this one, this gray line, and see. Okay, good. Now we can bring it back. So let's add some padding inside. No padding is a space inside. Let the padding be of 10 px everywhere, 10 pixel everywhere. Then let's have some margin, the space outside. Margin, say mr. Okay, margin should be 20 px, not 220. 20 px. Remember, we have something like this. Then let's try to make our text very well. Let's increase the paragraph. We have paragraph, I'm sure. Paragraph have ID. Okay, have P1, P2. Let's make all the P just correctly, because all of them have the title P. All the paragraph is P, curly bracket. Okay, let's the font size be 1, maybe 2 rem, which is 16 times 2, like this, which is good. And then let's style our button. Okay, button like this should have a board of none. Board there. Okay, we forget this one here. Button, curly bracket, then we say border like this should be none. Don't need that border, it has gone, so we need to give some padding and add some space. Let it be 7 pixels. Let there be 7 pixels inside. Then let has some border radius. Okay, let the border radius equal to 5 pixels, and that one like that. Okay, good. Then let's give a space. We are supposed to have a space between them, so we need to check our HTML here. So what class is the one handling them? Have button container. Okay, let's carry button container. Button container, which is here already. Okay, justify content space between. Let's display them flex. Okay, sometimes it works with flex property. Display flex. They're all flex, one line, then justify space between. Let's see, very good. This property require that one, so we have this button here very well. So we can refresh. We are here. We can refresh. You see, we got our very nice looking apps here. So here this one is hard coded, so we want to get them all from the database. Now we are going to introduce you guys to API. An API is just like a JavaScript, a JSON format of file. Okay, let's also tell you what's JSON. By the way, you guys might have question, what is JSON? A JSON is a type of a file that is a human being can read very simple. Okay, this is how the JSON looks like. Run script. Okay, let's say get user to do. Okay, this is how a JSON file looks like. It has array. Okay, array is a set of objects. Okay, you can have an object. An object is represented by this curly bracket open, and then you pass in the values. Okay, the value is string here. If it is number, you pass 1. If it is a character, you pass it here with double quote. So here is an array. An array is simple. Okay, let me give you here to the script. Array is always start like this. Also array, okay, it can have a name. Okay, array can have a name. It can be like const. Okay, we give a name for our array. Let's call this one called array 1. Okay, then equal to, it has this the square bracket. Then inside this square bracket, okay, in the square bracket you can now define your object. The object is represented by a curly bracket. You can say name, for example, name like this. Then I can say my name is Ali. Then I can put comma if I want to add more things like city. Okay, I can say city is Tetuan, my new city, Tetuan, and comma. If I want to add other things, like age, like address, phone number, everything. You can continue from here. Or if you want to add the general data about someone, okay, then assuming you have two people, this is the first one called Ali, then if you want to have data for another person, the same thing, you can put comma here, okay, then you can have the copy of this one just like this. You paste it here, you change, maybe the second name should be like John, the city, like let's say the city equivalent to Canada, something like this, Canada, okay, like this. So this is how the array it has this square bracket, and then inside it has an object, the set of objects. So these objects are representing by this one. So if you want to add number here, let's say age, like this. If you want to say like 20, okay, or any number from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, these numbers just you put with this one without this double quote. If you put like this, it treat this one as a character, so you don't need to mention that one, so it has to be like this. So remember, array here, it has array has the object, and object have the same data. So if yes age, we have to specify age here too, have to specify age like this. Maybe you can have the copies of this one. You copy this one, you paste them here, you change here. If that one is 30, you change this one like 22. No one have 220. Maybe this one you can change to 10. Okay, so this is how we put the data. Maybe you want to put photos, you want to put all the user information. This is how you can arrange something inside array. And then this one is just a brief information of array. Okay, so like we say, array is a set, okay, of a data or an object, okay, containing the same information inside a square bracket. So this brings you the definition of what array in a very simple way. So array has got some name, so that we can be able to check this one here. You can be able to check the information, get for me the first name. If you just hover on this one, you can see name is a string, city is a string, age is a number, because it can identify automatically. Because JavaScript is a very sensitive language, it can detect very fast. So here we can be able to delete everything here. Okay, this is how we are going to get the information. So let's try to change the background here. Let's go back to my style here. Let's say the text will be green. Okay, color should be I think this one good. Then I have to change, let it be somehow blue. Okay, like this, it looks very nice. So let me say this is the information I have. So how do I go and get this data? So like, this one here, API is going to contain some information like this, a bunch of what object inside array. You see, this is how the JSON file looks like. Okay, simply an array with a set of what object inside, which have the same data. Why is it the same? But ID number is there, it contain ID, contain title, it complete this one completed. So don't worry about those one here, since it has this one all, it's the same. Okay, that's how it works with this one. So this is how we get. So we have data like this. How do we get this data and populate them inside our application like this? Or once we click next, it get for us new. We click that and get for us new. So to work with this one is a very simple case. Okay, we don't need to panic or think like it's what for us. So here what we can start now. Let's go and write our JavaScript. So our JavaScript, it must have a function, because that function is trigger. Once we click here, we click on the function can now be connected and it can work. When you click here, it also work. So how do we start with this one? So how do we get this one here? So we need an API that contain a jokes. So where do we get API that have jokes? I think I have the link of it. I think I have this one here. Not here. This is the application we're building. Let's check APIs. So we have jokes API. So this is the API. I'm going to share with you all the APIs here. We'll build those Bible, cities, everything. You can get photos from some external source later. So this is the API. Okay, so what's that inside that API? It's a simple link, just a very simple link, but it contains information. You see now, if you do like this, there is something comes in, the type of the jokes come here, which side of the chicken has more feathers. Someone will say like the outside. So now if you refresh again, we shall get another one. Another one, general. What do vegetarian zombies eat? Someone say granny, something like this. Doesn't make sense. So this is the API link. So we want to populate this data here into our application. But how do we populate so that they can replace everything here and this one all will work? So how do we do that one? So to do that one, function is being introduced into this JavaScript lecture to enable you to fight such problems. So let's go and put it in practical. So let's copy our link first of all. Let's go to our script here. So pay attention, we are now in JavaScript in what, in functions, and it's now being put into practical. So this is JavaScript. The first thing you need to do is you need to understand where are you getting the API from. So our API is being fetching from a Google, and that API is not ours, it's someone who built it, like for people to interact with. Okay, imagine someone giving you the API that contain all the books of a universe or a university book. So you can be able to use that API. You can create a very beautiful application people can use. You see how the powerful of API. You don't need to worry about the data. The data is being already prepared for you. So for you are just going to use that data and then you build something very fantastic. Or you're building an e-commerce website like Amazon or Alibaba. They will just give you API. They say okay, build the rest. So you don't need to worry about the products or the setting, the colors or whatever. Everything's being inside the pictures, all they are inside API. You just build a very fantastic website. You call that API, you display all the information on it. So that one is a very simple way how API become powerful. So to master JavaScript, you must know how to call an API, how to use API. Okay, so let's go. As I've said, function is being introduced to help you tackle such cases of API. So here we start with the word function. How do you write a function? So function is written like this. Function, you give the name of the function, like example get jokes. Okay, if you want to complete with application, fine, get jokes application is the name of function, fine, you put parentheses, then you have this curly bracket here, then here you can now declare your information here. But now you can see here it's telling you what expected dot or open parenthesis. Okay, no fix here. So you can see here it's like there's problem. Why you cannot declare two name of a function at the same time? It has to be one. So let's try to complete this one like this and see is there any error. No error. So this is the first thing you guys should understand. Errors is inevitable. Errors will disturb you. Okay, so we call it get jokes. Okay, make your application, let it just be very simple. Let's say get jokes. Let's make it very simple. Always don't complicate your life. Okay, try to make something very simple but useful. So this is the function called get jokes. Good. So here in this function, since okay we have our API, let's also put our API up here. Let's just comment it out. Let's comment this one out. So this is our API. Let it say up there. We'll call it in. So to call an API, you need to have an async function. An async function is a function that's going to return a response once we call it, and then that function is called recursive function because it called itself again down here. So we have the function here, so we need to make it async because we're going to call this one here. So we type dot async just in the beginning, async like this. Okay, give it space. It's an async function because it's going to make a call from external resources. Okay, so we are here, so let's declare here. So we need to put a const. You guys know what is constant? A constant is just like a variable or just like let or just a container in a very simple way. It can handle a value or can store a data. Okay, that data cannot be changed. That's why it's important also. We cannot change this API. Okay, we can't change it, so we can use constant in this case. So let's say this is our constant. So the constant here is called what? It's called jokes. Okay, API like this, which is equal to, then I can put in the string because it is a string. Then I have to copy this one here. Okay, I can copy this one and then I can put it here and paste. So I put this one there. So what is next again? Next is we need a try catch. A try catch is a type of a function. Is a scope of a block. Okay, declare inside function which is designed only to handle the errors. Okay, it has two parts. It has a try part and then it has a catch part. A catch part is going to handle the error if error exists. So we can say here try, and then you select from this one. You type try try, then select this one, the second one, try catch. It will give you this one. You don't need to worry about typing them, you know, from all. VS Code is the best. It just give you all these functions ready. So here you say try catch, and then here, so let's handle this one automatic. Let me explain why error here. We want to handle the errors. Okay, sorry guys, there will be background noise in the background because I'm not at home. I'm still having problem with renting. I did not get apartment up to now, so maybe tomorrow everything will be fine. So we are here. We want to handle the errors. That's why I'm putting this try catch. So in this case, we need to console log. You guys know what's console log already. You guys have been busy console log from the first lecture. So the console log, to make it very simple for you, CLG is a shortcut. Then you click on it, console log. Now I want to log in the error in case the error exists. Okay, then in the try catch here, okay, you want to now make call on that API. That call is just simple, like once you refresh here, it's your call already, you know, another one just come in, you see. So we want to make that calls here. So to make this call, you need to have a constant variable. That one's going to call response. Here you need to say await. The reason why you need to say await, imagine you're fetching a bunch of a data. You don't know when is it finishing from fetching or when is it stopping, when is it like ready now to be used. So we put this word here, await. It just like to wait, okay, wait. That fetch function here takes in the URL. This one you say, okay, this URL, go and fetch. It's like take this this HTTPS official jokes API app support spot.com random jokes. Take this one and open it in the browser just like this. This is what we mean by that is formation. Open this one here, get for me all information here, send them to my application here. That's what we mean by API call here. So we have the word here response. Okay, this response cannot be affected until this one's all done. So after you make this one, what next? Now we call this one. Now this is what you are getting already here. Here, this is what you are getting. So what is next layer? Okay, now you have made this one, and then we need a data. Okay, we are getting a data from there. Let's say here const, we are getting what? Data, and this data is equal to await. Let's remove this one. We are getting await. I don't know, mine is autocomplete. I don't understand it now. Okay, we are here. We have data. We are going to say await responded JSON. Okay, the reason why I call responded JSON because I want them to be a human readable text like this. It has to appear in this format. Okay, it has to appear with this curly bracket here. Then we have this information here, so that we can be able to know, okay, the setup will handle the first paragraph, and then the punchline will handle the second one. If you want to get the type of joke, we can add what type of joke is that we can get. If I want to get the ID of the joke, I can also include, and we are going to do them all so that you guys can understand. So this is what we have now. Okay, our data is going to respond with this one here. So it's assigned to await response.json. We are getting JSON. So how will I know that this information reached in my website? So I have to say, I have to log this data out to my console. CLG like this. I will pass in the data. Once I pass in the data, okay, now I can be able to check from my website here. Am I getting this information in my console log or not? I can say, okay, Control Shift I want to see. So I have to go to my console log here. Console log. I can see here there's no information. I can check the error. You can say the message port closed before. Okay, I can maybe refresh one more and see, is there anything coming? The same error. Check frontal. Okay, here like this. No. Very good. Now this can bring you to the question now, why is it data not showing on my application there? Because to have an async function, okay, with this format, it is known as a recursive function, a function that calls itself on load. So here, how will we know this thing is loading? To know that this thing is loading, we need to call this function down here. Okay, let's come on this one. The explication is on loading. On loading, okay, get for me the data from the function. I see above like this, above ABOVE like this. Get for me that one. So what can I do? I can call this function here. You see, I copied it in the wrong way. Okay, type it just out here. Type it get jokes here. Then we make this curly bracket here. not Kali is parenthesis, sorry, the French is a problem. So here we call this function again. So okay, since this is an async function, make a call to this API, get for me jokes, then the response, first of all get for me all the jokes, and then store them in my data, store them here, but in a format of a JSON file. Then log this one on my console, let me see whether there is data there, and in case if there is error, if it catch error, you just log for me the error, let me see the error, okay, like this. Or if you want to specify a message here, okay, no issue, you can say okay, in that case, if there is error, let us say something like this. Let us say something like, sorry, we are facing problem while getting or retrieving the same getting your data. Now assuming, okay, let's first of all uncomment this one out because it's going to throw error, somehow it's not going to get for us data, and let's try to see whether are we going to get the message that is specified. So here we are getting nothing, okay. Now if I go to errors like this, we are getting nothing, okay. If you go to index 6 again, click here, there is nothing happening. Go here, nothing. Verbose, nothing. So the only thing you need to be mastering here is this one, information here, and then the error part. It will enable you to understand what's happening, okay. So now let's call it out, okay. Let's call this one out, our function, and then let's refresh one more, and then let's see what is happening in the background. So let's refresh like this, and you can see here we have this one here, okay, info. It has one information, but if you click on this simple play button, you can see we are getting information coming, punchline, and then set up, and then have type of, this one is programming, okay. Like what did the router say to the doctor? Someone will just say it hurt when IP stands for internet protocol. You see, we are getting something very well, it's coming from the data. That's proof that our function is now functioning here, okay. It's functioning, but we are not getting any error. That's fine, because this one is just designed, if there is error, fire for me this information, let it appear. First of all, let it say sorry, we are facing problem while getting your data, and then this error here will show the actual error which is happening. So very good, now we have get our information already from our console log. Remember to master console log so that you can be able to see before you display everything here. So the question comes, how do you replace this information here with what we have already here? So to make this one is very simple. First of all, remember you have given ID into your all information here already. So you have our first thing here, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. So you want to change this information without wasting time. Just go here, okay. This is paragraph 1. Copy this paragraph 1. Go to your JavaScript here, file, above everything here, okay. Make const. First of all, const here we're not using const. We're going to call this one called paragraph 1, or just type it the way you want, like paragraph 1 is equal to. Now how do we get this one using a JavaScript intelligent method to handle, like if JavaScript will know the ID, it can be able to play role with this one without any problem. So let's say this is the ID we have, so we can get this information here because this ID is unique and there's no other paragraph with the one here. It's only 2 and it will always be different. It's unique. JavaScript know how to deal with them, so it will deal with them in a very simple way. You can say okay, here const paragraph 1. See this thing here get confused. Wait. Okay, we are here. Okay, this one will like this down. Okay, paragraph 1 is equal to document. It has this special syntax, document dot get element by ID. Get for all the element of HTML using ID. Here you put the code, then you put the ID name that you have there. So our ID name here is known as paragraph 1. So how do we get paragraph 2? We copy this one too. We just go here and say okay. For the second one, we can say const is going to be paragraph 2. I'll call this one paragraph 2. Let it equal to document dot get element by ID paragraph 2, like this. Now I have access, okay. I can have access to this one without any problem, and I can be able to populate this data there, okay. So let's go. Now since I have this one and I have my data here, So what is the big deal here? I cannot log in this one there, or I can leave it. I can remove it later from console log because I don't want anyone to know about it, only me. So here I can do, okay, since I have this paragraph here, okay, this one, and we have our data already having everything, I can say, okay, here is what comes in. I can say, okay, since I have that one, I will just copy the name that I've given in the variable. This one dot, okay, inner text. Okay, what inner text here is referring to the text which is here, and from the HTML, the text which is here in only paragraph 1. So this is what we call inner text. Okay, so we want to change this inner text. How do we deal with this one with JavaScript? So we are here. Okay, inner text should equal, we put this equal sign. Since we have the word here data here, okay, we can say, okay, it's going to be data dot something, but first we need to know what's showing there. Okay, it's showing error because this one is incomplete. Okay, this one is incomplete, so let's first comment it out. Let's also master the name of the things coming there. So here we have this one here, we can, okay, so it has punchline and setup. So let's say this setup should be our first paragraph, and then punchline will be number 2 paragraph. So you can say, okay, since we have paragraph 1 here, okay, let's uncomment it out. It's going to be data dot, okay, set up like this. Let this one be the first paragraph, and then the paragraph 2 here, the inner text of the paragraph 2 should be paragraph 2 like this. Copy paragraph 2 dot inner text, the text which is in, okay, should equal to data, okay, data dot punchline, if I'm not mistaken, punchline, comma, close. Let's see the writings. First of all, make sure to check the writings very well. But if you can't confuse, just copy here, copy this one, go and replace it with where you have confusion. You have this punchline. Now if I refresh, you can see what's happening. What did the fish say when it hit the wall? Damn. Now if you refresh again, you will see the new ones come. Why do pirates? How do you find Will Smith in a snow? Look for the ship. Now I'm fetching this information directly from my database here, which is in the console log. So everything seems to be working normal. But now we need to make a use of this one. When we click, so that let new one come, and then once we click this one, we can tweet this one direct to our Twitter. Okay, so how do we go about that one? Now we have successfully managed this one. So if I want if I want to fetch external information like the ID number and then the type, I can just go to my HTML here. Okay, I can go to my HTML. Let's say, okay, we have this one, let's say type. I can put my P here, P, and I can give an ID. The ID must be like type. Okay, the type, and then what next do we have there? We have type, and then what? We have the type, and we have ID. Okay, let's get the one for ID. I'll copy another this one, then this one should be type of ID number. Okay, like this. If I don't put anything here, no issue, it can handle this one without any problem. So I go to my script here, up here, I can say, okay, the first one here, I can say the constant here should have what? ID and that's ID number. Okay, remember the name of variable we start with small letter, the second one is the second one capital. Then here get element by, this one is called ID number, ID underscore number. Make sure it's equivalent to what you just specify, otherwise it will cause you trouble. Now always just go and copy from here to avoid problem. Okay, like here ID number, copy this one, go to script, paste it there. After paste, then we see for the second one, maybe you copy this one and paste it here. Control V, remove this one. Then the second one is for ID number, the other one is for type. I can just copy this one and then put it down here, change the simple information. Here is going to be type. Okay, type, then here should be type also. This type is coming from our ID. So this is what information we have for it. So if I want to get the ID number and type, so I can first of all start with type. Okay, I can say, okay, here since we have type, okay, type dot inner text, just the same thing, inner text is equal to data dot type, like this. And now if you check the browser, you see type is general here. So maybe we can hard code this one so that we can be able to understand what's happening. So here, instead of leaving it empty for type, we can say okay, type of jokes, type of joke should equal to there now. So we can have this space. You can see, let me refresh one more, refresh. See type of joke here, general. Then let's add ID. Where is ID here? Go to style script here. Okay, ID number. Okay, I can just come down here. I can say ID dot inner text, the text which is going to go inside. That's what they mean. Inner text should equal to data dot ID like this. So if this ID doesn't work, that means you need to check here. You need to check from your here how this is right. Okay, ID like this. So ID is 106. So I have to go and type here my HTML and say ID number like this. This is the inner text, which is ID number, and then we can see here. Okay, so we don't need to put this one. We are changing entire things inner text. Just leave it like this. Like this. Maybe we can put it inside our script here. So let's also put this here. Okay, let's put this one here. ID number. Okay, let's see. See ID number, and then let's refresh one more. ID number. Okay, just first of to avoid confusion to you guys, let's do like this. Inner text. Oh, this one's wrong. Remove this, remove that, and then we say okay. Well, leave that one. Let's remove this one. It's okay. Okay, let's take the type, and then we have this one's type is general, and then ID is 29, which is fine. So when does a joke become a dad joke? When it become a parent. Okay, type is general, and here everything fine, good. So what is next here? If you want to beautify this one, just go to your HTML here. Also understand here you have to have P and that one, good. Just P everything. So maybe you can just put it here. Put span. Okay, we just want to make this one very good and understandable. Span, type dot span. It's a span here. We say okay, type. Then you bring this one down. Carry your paragraph there. The same thing with this one. Say span. We type this one ID number like this. Column. Then bring this one down like this. Now you can save everything and you are ready to go. You can see type is equal to general and ID number is given here. So very simple, like this you don't have any problem. So now what we can do, we can just remove this one all here. We don't need this one. This hard coded, you can remove. It is now useless because we are fetching it directly from the server using API. So this is how you have very simple HTML which is just empty, okay, but we are getting the data. So if you refresh like this, it will look empty, but after the refresh, it get for you. Why did the burger hang his mugshot on the wall? To prove that he was friend. Okay, so these are the jokes. You guys will play with this one later on, and it's very responsive. It can open in the mobile phone without any problem. Okay, so there we go. Now we want to make the new jokes button to work. So what we can do here is very simple. Go to a script file, understand. Okay, at what moment will we call this one? When this one is clicked. Very good. So just down here or above anywhere. Okay, make sure it is down. You put the function here. not function, just type the word here. First of all, you need to bring this button also there. Where is the button? New jokes. Okay, here, call this button above your script here. Go up here. Since you are calling everything from HTML by using the word const, we give a name like it's called new joke. New jokes. Remember how to write your new joke. Get element document by, you put the name of it, close this one here. Okay, then the next one, you need to bring the Twitter too, so that you don't waste your time later on. We want to get in our Twitter, so we go there to our script. We can say, okay, this one is going to be Twitter button, push small dash Twitter button like this. Is set. Sorry guys, there is background noise will happen, so I'm almost finishing. Okay, just bear with me. I have problem of internet at home, so I am not at home currently. I came to the market, so everything is there. So this is what we have, new job. So this is the function also. If I'm going to say, okay, we need to add event listener. Event listener enable us to trigger the click. Okay, so here we have information here. Let's say this one is the name of the button you want to work with. Dot, you have dot here, add event listener. Okay, then inside event listener we specify on what, when we click. After we click, we need to call the name of the function. What function do you want it to get fire? I want this one to be fire, so I have to put the name of the function here. So event listener is very simple. You put the name, the ID which is coming from our HTML. Dot, type dot, add event listener. You specify what type of listener do you want. You have click, then specify the name of the function you want. Once people click, you want which function to be fired. I want only get code here to be fired. So now if we test, I'm sure you will see how this thing will work. Now it's assuming we close this one, we don't want to refresh anymore. So here let's click on new jobs, or you first refresh. Okay, here you get this one. Click on this one, you see there's nothing happening. Okay, you can see the buttons are not working. So let's see our button first. What's happened to the button? We have ID, jobs, type of submit. Okay, let's add type here. Type submit like this. Click. Okay, what do you get when you post someone with the vampire? Okay, just a moment. Okay, so we are here still. We struggle with this one, so these are all caused by errors. Okay, so here we were having problem. Here we put this one. We put create element. We put this on create element. So once we click here on new job, it will not work. Okay. So first of all, let's go to our style and make this one on click button on hover. So let it just be cast automatic without hover. This one will be cast pointer. Okay. So let us know like this one is clickable. So you click here, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. The reason is simple, because once I was making this one here script, it's create element. We don't need to create element here. We are here getting the ID of these jobs coming from the type here. So I have to put instead of element, it will be get element by ID. Here also get element by ID. Here I can save. Okay, now if I click on this one, you can see I click here, you see it's changing. Click here next, it's going to get us new job. What is the best time? If I click here, you can see what did the coffee file. If I click here, you see now this one is working. It's working by the use of what function? Event listeners here. So this is the use of event listeners, designed to trigger when the click is happening or press or whatever. So we'll talk this one in detail later. So this is what we have. And then next, I want to implement the one for Twitter. So to make the Twitter work efficiency, we need to have a function. So first of all, we are going to have this one too, like this for Twitter. Okay. Here we are going to say tweet. tweet. I don't know what's the name of it. It's Twitter, sorry. You can type here Twitter, not tweet. Make sure you type the same name you give above, twitter.onClick. Then we need to trigger this one. Let's say the function to tweet my text to Twitter, like this. So we need to create this function. Okay, let's create this function above or below. Above. Okay, let's go up here and say Twitter function. Twitter function. We need to type a function that's going to help us change that into Twitter. So let's go up here. Let's say this one's going to be function. Remember to write a function, you start with dot function, you give a name of it, parentheses, then we have our curly bracket here. Then we make the declaration of the function here. So this is Twitter here. So what do we want to do with the Twitter function? First of all, we need to define a variable. Okay, a variable which is capable of handling our let's call this one paragraph 1. Remember what I'm writing here, it has no connection with what is outside there because it's defined inside. Okay, it's only available inside. This is the scope of the block. It's just inside, it's not going to be outside. To see, I type here paragraph 2, it's not affecting the one we have outside there. So here is equal to, it's going to get what where are we getting our text here? Since you know our paragraph 1 here and paragraph 2 contain this data, okay, so we can say okay, paragraph 2 is equal to what I have here, dot inner text. Okay, I don't need to put data anymore. Go to the paragraph 1 dot inner text. If I put paragraph 2, okay, where is paragraph 2? Punchline. Okay, this is paragraph 1. Let mine before paragraph 1, like this. It's now handling the text which is here. We can know here already is being filled with the text which is inside here. So that's why I'm putting that one, because it's somehow global out there. Okay. So the second thing is this paragraph 2 is handling this punchline. So I can say okay. Same paragraph. Let's call this one different. Okay? Let's call this one P1. Let's just make it very simple. Let this one be called P1 to avoid problem, so that you don't confuse your understanding there. Here this one be called P2. P2 equal to paragraph 2 dot inner text. Okay. First of all, let's check is what is inside this one. What is inside this T1, P2. Let's first of all console log. What can we get from there? So let us confirm whether we're getting text or not. Let's say console log P1, P2. It's P2 like this. Let's try to see. This one's only going to happen when we click on Twitter button. Okay, so we go here, we make control shift I to open our this one here. Then I scroll up here. I wanted to see what is going to happen. Okay, so what happened when I click on Twitter here? You see, it's telling me what is the best thing about elevator job. So you can see here what is the best thing about elevator job. Okay, it's now containing what the text which is up. This is our object 2 here. Okay, now if I click open this one, you can see these are the properties comes inside. So we shall tackle this one by one. Okay, so I can confirm, like once I click, you see what's happening here. It's now tweeting for me this one here. I can say okay, this one can work very well. So I can say our text here is being containing what is already there. So next, how do we tell Twitter like please accept this text of mine and put it as my story? So how do you go about this one? So to work with the Twitter text file, so you need to go to Twitter intent. They have developed this one to help a developer. It's called known as Twitter intent. So this intent here will enable you to what to interact your website or web application or any mobile apps. Also you can be able to interact with the Twitter. So this is what they will give you, web URL. We are under web, so we have to copy this one, and they will give you text here, text pre-populated URL and college. So you read about this one, me fully qualify URL, everything. So here you read everything, but what we are going to do is they give you this one, and they're talking about text. These are the parameters you pass in, or you can pass URL. So how are we going to handle this one? First, let's copy this one. After we copy this one, let's go here and say our const here is going to be tweet. Let's go tweet my text. No, is the name of function. It's not going to work. It has to be tweet this text. It will just be one text like this equal to. Here you need to use something known as temporal literal. Okay, it's called temporal literal. Here is the symbol is like this. Okay, this is the symbol. It's known as backtick. Okay, this backtick enables you to pass this variable inside a string or inside a link. That's the use of it. It enables you to pass any variable external or inside the scope of the code. You can pass it inside. So let's say this is the link the Twitter gives us. So here we can continue with the reading. They say here we have text option. The text option say what? Pre-populated UTF-8 and URL encoded tweet text. You see, the URL encoded tweet text and tweet text post into it will appear as a pre. Okay, let's bring this right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. Selected for a Twitter user to declare or edit before posting, you see. So we need the option here from the parameter known as text. So we need to post this text. So how do we pass the text here? Okay, to pass the text here we can put slash. Okay, then we can type the word text. So if we want to put this P1 and P2 inside, that means we need to put what? Our $sign. So the text here, first we put this query. This one means query, this question mark text equals to after I put that one, we can put our $sign. Okay, then we can put our curly bracket. Here now we can pass this P1. We're telling Twitter, please accept my P1, put it as a posting. Then here if I want to put the second one too, second one maybe I can say okay, separate with this one. I can pass this $sign again, Twitter here, and then I pass the P2. Now I'm successful pass my two paragraph inside. But now this one here, this const here, how are we going to do it? So to make this one works, okay, I have to make enter. I can say okay, window dot open. I'm telling window to forcefully open this for me, this tweet text line for me here. I can copy this one, I can pass this one to my window here. Now the window will open. Once I click on it, the window will open to me, and the window will text all what the paragraph which is found inside, which is coming from data.setup, data.punch, which is assigned here in our P2. It will tell Twitter, I want to post this one, open for me the edit button for the posting. So Twitter will open for you, then just click post, everything will go successfully. So here, let's give it a try. So we are here, our jobs here. Let's first of all check whether our tweet button is well connected, and then let's click on tweet. You see what's happened? It's loading Twitter now. The tweet is loading, and see what's happened. You see it has taken the text from our web application and bring it here. So we can try to confirm. I saw a nice stereo on get list. Now let's check here. Where are we? Let's close this one down. Here, you see I saw this one. Very simple. It has take this one, and then if I just click tweet button here, guess what will happen? And then if I scroll up, you see I've just pasted this one. Very simple. And this is how this application is simple to build. You have a limit number for this API. Okay, it's like 50 over 5 per hour. You don't need to go beyond that. If to stop, then you have to wait. After 1 hour, then you can continue. This is how you can build a very nice tweet. And then here you need to share with your friend. Okay, so the last part of this video now, okay, is how do we put this one into GitHub, and then from GitHub how do we apply this one, share the links with everyone. So now assume you have created your video already here, so we need to go to GitHub. Okay, GitHub plus